So why did I go to Nepal? Nepal was never on my radar, to be honest. It was one of those countries that I was like, oh, I need to go to Nepal. So when I met this guy and he told me about his orphanage in Nepal, and I could tell, he meets a lot of people and tells a lot of people about his project and his passion, and I had so much respect for what this man does. He's a master healer, has an incredible book all about healing and has helped and touched so many people. And when he asked me, hey, I think you should come to Nepal and come volunteer at my orphanage. He's got nine out there. I just said yes on the spot. I didn't think how I was going to get there, how I was going to do it with work. I just made a commitment. And for me, integrity and being aligned with what you say and having your actions follow that, being in full alignment, that's usually when I feel the most myself and authentic, and typically when I get the best results in any aspect of life, whether it's business, fitness, getting up and going to the gym when I said I would, or in anything in spirituality. So when I got there, I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't do too many research. It was my first time ever volunteering to help kids. It's kind of wild because for me, like I love children. Like if you ever see me around, I'm always trying and engaging with kids when I see them and playing with them. Kids to me are such a miracle, when they smile, it's authentic. They're not wearing a mask. And I think there's a lot we can learn from kids on how, us as society now we put on all these masks. I mean, it did so much more for me than what I did for the kids. I spent quality time and presence with them. I wasn't on my phone. I wasn't engaged in work. I was with the kids. I mean, I think I must have held 20 to 30 kids' hands walking through the mountains, walking into town, buying little snacks, just anywhere when they wanted to show me around the orphanage. They held my hand, and I just hadn't had that sort of connection with another person. So it was a really special connection. And seeing what they do and how they look up to someone. I mean, I don't think they'd ever met someone from California that had this different life perspective and experience in them, and teaching them how to shoot a basketball. And a lot of them don't work out over there. So a bunch of the boys were like, I'm going to get big and strong like you. And they were obsessed with just my body type and build because they don't have a gym, they don't have any weights, they don't have anyone to look up to in that. They barely have connection to the outside world via internet or things like that. So it had a pretty profound impact on me. And one of the most magical moments was I gave one of the kids a hug, and he gave me this hug, and I picked him up, and he had his arms wrapped around me. And it was the best hug I'd ever received in my life. Hands down, best hug. He wrapped his little arms around me. I felt so much love, my heart completely open. I felt his full and surrender of he knew I was going to take care of him. And he enjoyed spending time with me. I mean, me and that kid howled while we were going on hikes together. He was sitting on my shoulders. He was having the best time and ultimately giving me this touch in my heart that made me feel so fulfilled. And the hug lasted so long. I actually have a photo of it. Someone left and said, this was such a beautiful moment. I took a photo. Like they could feel the magic that was happening there. So overall, the experience there was life-changing for me. They kind of saw, especially the older kids that were like 12 to 17, were thinking, hey, I could be this guy. I could get to that level. What do I need to do? And they were asking me questions on how to help them and how to build their life. And the craziest part is when I asked every single one of them what they want to do when they grow up, everyone had something about contribution, about giving back, whether it was I want to be a doctor to help sick people. I want to run my own orphanage to help the other kids. I want to build a big brother system here and find mentors for people. It was all about helping community. It really puts into perspective, what do you care about as a person? What's the thing that really drives you and matters to you? I think a lot of times, and especially, I have this from firsthand experience, we do the things we think we should do. And we're unconscious to what we think we should do, whether it's, put your head down, make a bunch of money, go take that corporate job, go work at Morgan Stanley or Citadel and go to Harvard and get the degree. And that could be what you want, but it also could be just a subconscious version of you that's kind of on autopilot, and really be able to slow down, disconnect from your phone, from these other influences in your life. And sitting in nature, Nepal is a great place for that. Nature and kids, man, that are just fully authentic and genuine, and no masks on, really helps you look into your own life. A lot of times in life, what you do and what surrounds you is a mirror and a reflection of showing you about yourself. And it's good ways to learn lessons. But when you're out there and that mirror shining back is just goodness, and you see the goodness in you and what you want to build, that's the life changing moment.